What's up, brothers? What's up, brothers and sisters? Hope everybody's doing well out there. I've decided to put some of my equipment to use, so we've got a different setup today. Might look a little different, so I hope it doesn't scare you. Now, I didn't plan on making a video today. I actually went out and I had a few drinks, so bear with me. And while I was out, I happened to look at my phone and look at my YouTube comments, which I shouldn't have done. And somebody posted a comment, "What is the purpose of this channel?" Guys, I don't have anything scripted. I'm going to have a beer with you guys, shoot the shit, and I'm going to explain the purpose of this channel. Now, I don't even know what the title is going to be yet, but we'll figure that out when we get there. Now, young men at the age of, elementary to high school, what are they told when they're acting like boys? They're told to settle down. Young males ages 18 to 22, what are they told when they're acting like young men? They're told to settle down and find a career. Young men in their prime, what are they told to do? They're told to settle down with a woman and start a family. Older men, when they're going through their midlife crisis, what are they told to do? They're told to settle down. You're too old to act that way. So their whole entire life, they were told to settle down just because they wanted to act like a man. Masculinity has become for some reason, it's become a bad thing in today's society. Men are becoming docile, submissive, weak. I see men sitting in the passenger seat, women driving them around, women pumping the gas, women paying for dinners. I see dudes talking shit, disrespecting women, and their own boyfriends don't even defend them. The woman defends herself. And why is this? It's because we use the court system. We use the police force. We use authority figures that aren't the man, that aren't you, me. It's government. It's societal figures that come in and save the day. Masculinity isn't expected to save the day anymore. And that's in every system. 50% of men are raised by single mothers. 75% of your teachers are females. When you screw up as a young male, what's your mom tell you? What's the biggest insult that your mom can tell you? That is, you're acting like your father. But the truth is, acting like your father is exactly what you need to be doing. And the reason why people come to channels like this one, the reason why people come to the manosphere or watch any masculine YouTube content creator, the reason why young males, and not just young males, there's a lot of men in their 30s, 40s, 50s There was a guy that said he was 62 years old watching my videos today. But there's a reason why they gravitate towards this stuff. And it's simply because it's masculine. Men have lost their identities as masculine men. They have no idea what masculinity is, what it's about, what it's supposed to be. I'll see, memes on social media. It'll say, this was my generation and this is your generation. I saw one that had Chuck Norris and Arnold Schwarzenegger, masculine alpha males, muscles, and they'll kick your ass. And it was like, this is your generation. And it had a bunch of beta nerds, these new age Hollywood actors. And, it goes for all different communities. I'll see the memes with the rappers. It'll say, this is my generation. It's got like Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Tupac, hard asses, gangsters, tough guys. And then it's like, this is your generation. It's got like Tekashi 6ix9ine, these wimpy little, soft guys. And that's the truth. That's where we're at. Because males have been taught that those features, those masculine features, are in some way wrong. You're defective if you behave that way. An intelligent, sophisticated man would handle himself more like a woman. Sadly, that's kind of where they're getting at there. A lot of times people ask me, they say, LFA, how come you don't make MGTOW videos anymore? And the reason for that is, hold on, before I get into the reason for that, let's explain something, just a disclaimer here. Every man should go their own way. Don't settle down, go your own way. If that means getting married and having kids, so be it. If that means standing your ground and fighting back, regardless of how tough the situation is, so be it. But go your own way. If it means pursuing something you're passionate about, go your own way. Don't feel like you're constricted and caged in by societal norms. But the reason why I stopped using the acronym MGTOW, sorry, that was a weird burp. The reason why I stopped using the term MGTOW is because it is a restriction. If you want to claim that you're a MGTOW, then you're going to be called a fake MGTOW. You're going to be kicked out of MGTOW if you cohabitate with a woman, or if you work a corporate job, or anything. They say to be a MGTOW means you have to go your own way, and that means there's nobody else there with you, but you have to follow the group think. So that's why I don't use that term anymore. I'm a man going my own way. And men should go their own way. If you want to call that MGTOW, call it MGTOW. I call it going my own way. Now, young males, what are young males into? They're into video games with guns. They're into sports with big, buff, strong men playing and competing in sports. They're into content creators like myself and other people in the manosphere. They are desperately trying to fill a void in their life. Instinctively, they know they want to be men. They want to be masculine. They want to reclaim their destiny as a male, a man, a real man. And they don't know how. So they cling on to anything, whether it's sports, YouTubers, movies, music. They cling on to anything that looks and feels masculine to them. So early on,
when I was making the MGTOW videos, I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just making stuff that I thought was entertaining. I enjoyed making it. That was that. But as time went on, it's weird because LFA kind of became something that I consider to be a guerrilla warfare tactic to convince young men and older men to be men again. To not give a fuck what people think, to be unapologetic, to do whatever it is you want to do. And you're not competing with anybody else in the world. Okay, you don't have to be the most masculine man in the world. You don't have to have the biggest dick in the world. Okay, it's not a dick measuring contest. But you have to compete with yourself. You have to become a better version of you. A tougher version of you that stands your ground. Most men in this generation, well, in my generation, I'm in my mid-30s, or younger than me. Most men, 35 or younger, are afraid of women. That is unbelievable to me, that men are afraid of women. When I was in high school, in the early to mid 2000s, this was before the smartphone. Okay, flip phones had just came out. Most high school kids didn't have them. Your parents might have had them, but we didn't really have a use for them at that time period. If you weren't an adult or a drug dealer, you didn't really have much of a use for a cell phone in that time period. I can't remember a man being afraid to approach a woman, afraid to talk to a woman. We used to go to track meets, the football players. None of us ran track, but we would go to the track meets just to go to the opposing team's side and talk to their girls, their girlfriends. Never once do I recall any of us being afraid to talk to a woman. And we were corny. We were young kids. We would say stupid ass, like really bad pickup lines, like, do you work for the UPS? Because I just caught you checking out my package. Stupid shit like that. That would never work. But we had the confidence to say it. We were never nervous. We were never insecure. We would just do it. The only fear that some men would have was that they would get caught without the pack and get their ass kicked by a group of men from the other side. And sometimes it happened. That's just the truth. But I don't see much of that happening in this new generation. I don't think men are really even built to fight. Sadly. And fighting isn't everything. You can resolve things in many ways. But it's just an example of how things are changing. 150 years ago, men would duel it out. They would pull their revolver out and smoke you before you had the chance to smoke them. That's the way men would have resolved issues. Ears plugged up. But they ruled that was, too barbaric. You can't just kill people. You have to be punished for it. And most people would say that's a fair law. That's okay. That's decent. A decent human being shouldn't kill somebody. That's the truth. I agree with that. But it was one step towards making men less masculine, wasn't it? Men used to just smoke each other if they had a problem. But that was no longer acceptable. Then they would fight it out. They would duke it out. And there was a good, solid 130-year run where men would duke it out when they had problems. That was the norm. But now they don't even do that.
A man will feel threatened by another man and he'll call the police. Now, maybe some of you younger guys think that that's okay. By all means, whatever. I'm not here to tell you that you shouldn't take advantage of police. It's a good thing. If you have problems, you should take advantage of it. Too much to drink, sorry. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't stand your ground. You know what I mean? You can outsmart them. You can think with your head. You can tell them what you want to tell them. Don't bite your tongue. Don't be afraid to escalate things. Now, of course, you don't want to break the law and end up in jail. But it's okay to stand your ground and be tough about things. You know what I mean? It's very strange, man. And all across the board. I used to watch professional sports. I used to watch, NBA basketball, for example. I used to love in the late 90s watching the Miami Heat versus the New York Knicks. Larry Johnson and Patrick Ewing against Alonzo Mourning, Tim Hardaway. And these guys were all tough guys. They all had bad attitudes. Every time they played each other, they would fight each other. Larry Johnson and Alonzo Mourning, they hated each other. They would always fight each other. And they would get suspended for one game and they'd be right back in. One game. In this day and age, the NBA will suspend these guys for an entire season for fighting. It seems like every chance the system, any establishment has a chance to delegitimize masculinity and emasculate men and take away their ability to be a man, to instinctively be a man. They take advantage of it and they take it away. At every level, they tell you to settle down, no matter where it is. The solution to be a better man, according to society, is to settle down. Do you think you as a man will claim or reclaim your destiny by settling down? Doesn't sound like a solution to me, but whatever. And I'm not telling you to break any laws or to be a bad person. All I'm saying is men have gotten way too soft. Other men don't respect that. Women don't want to fuck that. Why are men taking the black pill? What's the black pill? It's I give up. It's all about looks, right? I'm not handsome enough. When I was in high school, nobody thought about looks. None of the males thought about looks. Some of the ugliest dudes you would have ever possibly imagined had if they had the biggest set of balls in the group, they would talk to more women than the rest of us, and they would still get more pussy. It's just the way it was. Nowadays, men are looking for that victim card. Why? Because they've been told to settle down. Just settle down. That's what the victim card is. It's settling down. Instead of standing your ground and fighting back and trying to, overcome your obstacles, you decide you're going to give up. You're going to quit. You're going to settle down. And now MGTOW's kind of got grouped in with that black pill, so that's why I, stopped making those videos. Guys, I would love to keep this video going, but if I go too far over 20 minutes, I'm going to have a hard time uploading it to YouTube, so I'm going to have to cut this one short. It's been really nice shooting the shit with you guys and having a beer with you. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. And when you see LFA, you press play, you have a better day. I gotta stop doing that. Anyways, guess that's all I have for tonight, guys. I will be back. Until next time, see ya.